What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Truth and Transparency. Today is Wednesday all day. Now, Molly McMichael. Headline, Idaho4, breaking news. Molly McMichael's man, yes, her man, whether you want to call him her friend, co-worker, boyfriend, fiance, but I'm just referring him to Molly McMichael's man. All right. We have a video here, and I'm going to play the video all the way through. It's maybe 2 to 3 minutes, and we're going to pay attention to a couple of different things. But just to remind you guys, who is Molly McMichael? Well, Molly McMichael is allegedly the DoorDasher from the Idaho4 case, the Idaho case, Idaho versus Brian Kober case. Molly was first interviewed by Detective Payne from the Moscow Police Department on November 23rd, 2022. I'm going to remind us a couple different things that were off about that report, but that's going to come a little bit later. Okay. Remember that Detective Payne, who wrote that report, who said he interviewed Molly McMichael. Well, that report was not written until after the arrest of Brian Kober. Now, Detective Payne's report is very interesting because Detective Payne's report about his interview with Molly, it went off on tangents, basically, about investigative avenues that he or others did to vet Molly's interview, like what she said. And you would think that that would be another report, not the report that, hey, this is for the interview of Molly and everything that she says, you know. If you were to go back and look at like a Jack Showalter or a Jack Decor interview, and what the written report is, you don't hear in any of those reports a detective or a officer saying, well, after they said this, then I went and did this, and this is what I found out about that. That's those type of things, because that would be like your investigative tools or avenues that you took, and that would be a completely different report. You were just gathering the information, and that's all that should be in the report, is what she said when you were questioning her or, you know, interviewing her. Now, we're going to get back to how Detective Payne says that he came to know that Molly was the DoorDash driver. Okay. Want to remind you guys that the roommates never mentioned that anybody got a DoorDash that night. So nothing came from them. The cops never took any of the Jack in the Box items from the house for processing. How do we know that? Well, based on the photographs that we've had up to this point, you would have seen items with tags next to them, markers, and pictures being taken that we're going to be taking the fries or how about the bag? You know, how about touch DNA coming out from that bag? Now, getting to the body cam. Here we go. This is wild. I believe that Pullman Police Department is not mentioned anywhere and acting like they worked with the Moscow Police Department or the Idaho State Police or, you know, anybody because of actually Molly McMichael and this dude. That's why I believe that Pullman is nowhere to be found, and they don't want the defense to go and start asking questions of Pullman Police. So here, check this out. Now, the date, it says it's at 12/30/2023. And I had to double take that because I'm like, wait a second, 12/30 of 2023. Okay. Not 2022. Okay. 12/30 of 2023. And this is allegedly, if this is all accurate, it's at 2:09 in the morning. Okay. Here we go.
I see a white pickup here. Okay.
Oh.
Is that your ride?
Yeah, we were actually just here to go in. Okay.
Okay. I've got, I need to print off something for her real quick.
All right.
And take me 2 seconds.
Okay.
So you guys can hang out. I just want to print you off a copy of the warrant, Molly.
Is she allowed to have a cigarette?
Absolutely. Yeah. Here's a copy of the search warrant. Okay.
Okay. Here's a copy of the search warrant. Now, Molly's smoking, and now so is a homeboy named Justin.
So here's what's going to happen is we send the blood off to get it tested. Okay. It is taking about 18 months.
Okay. And now this is what threw me for a complete loop. As you can see in the background, this is not the police department. Okay. This is at a hospital. It says ambulance. Okay. So this is not Molly and this cop. They were not at the police department. So at 2:00 in the morning on this body cam, if it's all accurate with timestamps, Molly and this officer from Pullman are walking out of the hospital. Okay. Not the police department, the hospital. So you have to make that note. And it's at 12:30, 2023 at 2:09 a.m. Now, I said, why would Molly and the officer be at the hospital on 12:30, 2023 at 2 in the morning? And this have anything to do with the September stop of 2020? This had, like, you have to pay attention to these dates. Okay. If you are drawing blood from somebody because they got pulled over for a DUI, you would draw blood from them on the day that this happened. You have to get their blood. You don't wait like, oh, come back and see us in 4 months, 5 months. We're going to go get your blood. What? No, that would happen that night. Okay. So Molly would have had to have been pulled over. Now take a look at this on 12:29, in my opinion. Okay. Not 12:30, because I believe that she was pulled over on 12:29. And then by the time you're dealing with everything with your pullover, you're at the police department, right? It's then going to go into the morning hours of the 30th. Okay. So you're not going to go putting in a FOIA request for 12:30, 2023. You're going to want to look at 12:29, 2023. Okay. But you're also going to go ahead and say, hey, you need body cam though from the next day, technically, depending on how they log over there in Pullman. And so this could be something that would go undetected, this video, because of the date. Because if you're asking for stuff on 12/29 of 2023, you're not going to get 12:30. All right. So this would have been Molly getting pulled over on 12/29, 2023. Okay. Which is a whole year and a month and some change after the murders. Okay. Now, Molly smoking, her man smoking.
Get the test results back.
Oh my God.
Ouch. Statute of limitations on DUI is 2 years. So you do them.
Okay. So this guy is saying and telling her, which I thought was mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. Listen to this. This officer is telling her about the statute of limitations if I'm going to charge you with a DUI. And it's 2 years. Okay. So that's 12 months plus 12 months is what? 24 months. Okay. And what he tells her is that this blood work is taking like 18 months to get back. Okay. Now, I don't know if they can't add in Pullman. I don't know. But listen to this.
Get it tested, okay? It is taking about 18 months. Taking 2 seconds.
Okay.
So you guys can hang out. I just want to print you off a copy of the warrant, Molly.
Is he allowed to have a cigarette?
Absolutely, yeah. Here's a copy of the search warrant, okay? So here's what's going to happen is we send the blood off to get it tested, okay? It is taking about 18 months to get the test results back.
Oh my God.
Ouch. Statute of limitations on DUI is 2 years. So you do the math.
Yeah.
There's a chance that we don't get the blood back before statute of limitations runs out.
Is this guy an absolute fucking moron?
Okay.
Does this guy, he thinks that 18 months is 2 years. Like, he thinks that 18 months is 2 years. He's adding 9 plus 9. Dude, there's 12 months in a year. I hate to break it to this Pullman officer. Okay. There are 12 months in a year, not 9. I don't know if your wife maybe just had a baby and you're thinking 9 months or a year. I cannot believe what he is saying to Molly here. Okay. That, hey, look at it. Looks like the statute of limitations is going to probably run out because it's been taking us 18 months to get the blood work back. 18 months. You still have, I mean, what? What does that have anything to do? Like, what? Okay, so check this out. Now, He tells her this, and then this is their reaction is oh wow, it takes that long.
But that's what we have to wait on is the blood results. When we get them back, depending on what's in your blood and the stuff like that, the prosecutor will probably request charges for DUI. There's controlled substances in your blood. Okay. They will send you information to your address on record with Department of Licensing. Okay. So just make sure that's up to date as you move or anything like that.
You know where I am because I'm the dasher, so.
You're a dasher. Okay.
Well, no, I'm the dasher from the murder case. I'm the one that they're keeping quiet and kind of.
We're keeping her hiding, so.
Yeah, why are you telling me that? You spilled the beans to me.
I know.
Your secret's safe with me, okay?
Thank you, 'cause, yeah.
Okay, so now right there she says, I'm the dasher. I'm the dasher in the murder case. He doesn't understand that though, because she first says, I'm a dasher. And he's like, oh, you DoorDash, you know? And she's like, no, I'm the dasher that they're keeping quiet. Okay. In the murder case. Okay. She's the dasher. And he's over here. Yeah. We're trying to keep this all quiet. Now we know for a fact that Ann Taylor never did any requests when it came to the name Molly McMichael. Not a single one, because her first time that she ever wrote in for a discovery request was a month, not even, maybe a couple weeks before the plea deal. Okay. In June of 2025, she says, as we all have seen, because Hippler has released the first batch, we want everything on Molly McMichael anytime that she's been arrested, you know, anytime, you know, her name in it, whatever. She's doing that in June of 2025. Okay. June of 2025. At the end of June of 2025, as in like June 20, I want to say 8th, 25th. At the end of the day, we know when Brian's plea deal comes about. Right then thereafter. Okay. Now, just when you thought, okay, that's bad enough, what she's saying, it gets worse.
Thank you for being cooperative. And I'm so sorry about the panic attack stuff. Like, I get it. Okay. I'm sorry you went through it. And that wasn't my intention to make you suffer or anything. If you want to go find something.
Okay. Then that cuts off, or I should say in this video, they made it so that here we're just moving on to then this part. Now, I went back and I looked and I said, okay, this is 12/30/2023 at 1:26. So I said, okay, this is actually, this conversation that's about to transpire happens before Molly and the officer walk out of the hospital. So you can see here it says 12/30/2023, and it says 1:26 and 18 seconds. That would obviously be before 2:09. Okay. So this is what transpired before what you just saw. Okay. 12/30/2023, 1:26 a.m. comes before 2:09. Ready?
Justin Stringer, Sabres. And I hooked him for DUI, but then long story short, I ended up kicking him loose. But he's going to help us with some stuff.
So it doesn't sound like she's supposed to be letting him drive it.
He's slinging dope. He's my Facebook girl. He was going to sell me meth and fentanyl. So I'll let him think.
My guess is the dope's at home because she went to the store.
Yeah.
Just some ice cream and shit in the back.
For some reason, he didn't want us to look in it, but I don't know. Maybe she has some fentanyl in there or something. So.
Okay. Oh.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I did. I'm getting searching anyway.
Yeah. So I'm done after this. So.
Wow. Right? Playing it again. Right here. Now, if you have ever seen Justin's Facebook account, Sabres, he's with the Sabres. You guys can look up what you think that means. But here, again,
intention to make you suffer or anything. If you want to go find something. Justin Stringer, Sabres. And I hooked him for DUI, but then
I hooked him for DUI. Now go back and we're going to play all of this through. I hooked him for a DUI, but I cut him loose. Okay.
Story short, I ended up kicking him loose. But he's going to help us with some.
Long story short is I kicked him loose. Okay. Long story short, he's going to help us on something. Like he's helping us on something else. So that is why I kicked him loose with the DUI. Now, remember my fucking live that I did, and I introduced you guys to a case, okay? Back in, it was a kid who got a DUI, and then after he got this DUI, he then becomes like a confidential informant. Next thing you know, he's in a weird way. They said that he committed suicide in the back yard of his friend's house where they were all like just hanging out, having a get together. Okay. Now, I cut him loose. He's helping me with something else. My Facebook girl, he says. So what these cops do is they have Facebook accounts that are fake Facebook accounts, just like how these trolls have Facebook accounts that are fake Facebook accounts. They will have the name Margie Smith or Sarah Stricker, okay? And that's why when you see all these little Facebook groups, I've always told you guys, please be very careful when you go and you want to get involved with Facebook groups to do true crime. None of those people are using their real names. None of them, okay? Please protect yourself, because if you're just this average mom, you know, whatever it is that you do, whether you stay at home, whether you work, you know, you got your kids all over your Facebook, you got all your pictures. These people, okay, can dissect and go through everything like you wouldn't believe and be able to probably figure out where you live. So anyways, if you're going to be in these Facebook groups, I've always said, create a fake account. Please. Please. If you want to get in these Facebook groups, or ultimately I say, don't get in them. But if you get in there with your regular account, you're making a huge, huge mistake. So now going back to this, just like how the people on Facebook, whether they're women or men that are in these groups, they make these fake accounts. The cops are doing the same thing. I have sources that have sent me, okay, stuff from Idaho where they believe that their kid was a confidential informant, and then miraculously, and just they were being killed, which they thought, in either one car crashes, like a single car vehicle, but really it was a pit maneuver to flip them. And then prior to that, there was Facebook messages between their kid and an account that it was like, who's this person? And when you actually scroll back all through it, you realize, oh, wow, this name is a total cop. This is a total cop. All right. Right here, this officer, I don't know if he doesn't know that his body cam was on. I don't know what the fuck he is doing, but he announces and he says, my Facebook girl. So he is communicating to his source, who is a girl, through Facebook. And so this officer has a fake Facebook account. He's not using his name. It's a fake account. And that's how he's communicating with his girl who's a CI. Okay. And how would you ever get to the point that you're arresting somebody for a DUI and then you're like, here, we'll cut you loose if you will do X, Y, and Z. All right. So what this would mean is that before December of 2023, Justin was pulled over. Okay. They pulled him over for a DUI, and then somewhere between him getting pulled over for the DUI and it actually going to trial, or going, hey, I'm going to plead guilty, blah, blah. Before any of that happened, it's getting dismissed. It's getting dismissed. And it's almost like, are you acting like the blood work didn't come back and that's why it's getting dismissed? But here he's saying, I cut him loose because he's helping me on something. He's doing something for us in a different capacity. And so what does that mean? That's a confidential informant. Then he goes on to say that he sold him, meaning Justin sold this cop through Facebook fentanyl, meth, that he was trying to set up and sell me something. Okay. Dude, if this is through Facebook, how is this not federal? How is this not federal, right? So again, check this out, because this is going to rope in where I believe the FBI comes into play.
I get it, okay? I'm sorry you went through it, and it wasn't my intention to make you suffer or anything. If you want to go find something. Justin Stringer.
Justin Stringer.
Sabres.
Sabres. And that would be code word for some type of, I don't know if you want to say the word gang or bikers. It's a group of people that go by, hey, we're the Sabres. Okay. That's
And
what
he
it
was
was like to me when he's saying that.
Justin Stringer. Sabres. And I hooked him for DUI, but then long story short, I ended up kicking him loose. But he's going to help us with some stuff.
So
He's going to help us with some stuff. Not that he has already helped us. He is going to help us with some stuff. Like, yeah, because you keep these people around. Okay. But the way that he says it is that it hasn't been done yet. He hasn't helped yet, but he's in that process of helping. Okay. Now,
it doesn't sound like she's supposed to
it doesn't sound like she's supposed to be like
be letting him drive it.
letting him drive the vehicle. And I'm like, and so if you go back, this is what's weird. If we go back and we look at the September pullover, when she was pulled over in September, this guy looks really familiar, like that he was part of that.
Slinging dope.
He's slinging dope. He's sitting here saying that dude, Justin, is slinging dope. And people use the word dope for different things. If you listen to the Charlie Sheen latest doc that dropped, listen to what Charlie Sheen says dope is to him.
It doesn't sound like she's supposed to be letting him drive it.
He's slinging dope. Right. My Facebook girl, he was going to sell me meth and fentanyl. So I'll let him think.
My guess is the dope's at home because she went to the store.
My guess is the dope's at home because she went to the store. I want to one more time with that.
Supposed to be letting him drive it.
He's slinging dope. Right. My Facebook girl, he was going to sell me meth and fentanyl. So I'll let him think.
My guess is the dope's at home.
Right there, when he says the words, my Facebook girl. Okay, so I want you guys to start thinking about this. Remember back, I said history repeats itself with the Woods case, Sierra Woods. Is that? Anyways, Pullman, over there at WSU, it was the sororities that were like, the girls in the sororities were actually selling the coke. Okay. And she doesn't make she gets kicked out of school. Like her life kind of gets fucked, but she kept her mouth shut. I do know that. And nothing came of it besides that she got kicked out of school. She did, I want to say she was on, I have to go back and pull the articles. It was very weird situation. Because clearly these sorority girls, where are they getting the cocaine? Okay. Where are they getting the cocaine? Again, this was back in 2018. And so when I'm listening to this and he's talking about Facebook, my Facebook girl.
But he's going to help us with some stuff.
So it doesn't sound like she's supposed to be letting him drive it.
He's slinging dope. Right. My Facebook girl, he was going to sell me meth and fentanyl. So I'll let him think.
He was going to sell me meth and fentanyl.
Guess is the dope's at home because she went to the store.
Yeah.
Just the ice cream and shit in the back.
For some reason, he didn't want us to look in it, but I don't know. Maybe she has some fentanyl in there or something. So.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Dude. Okay. So, again, a Pullman cop talking to whoever this guy is. I said, wait a second, we have to back all of this up because I want to talk about these dates. So let me go and pull something really quick. Now, what are the odds that Molly and her man would be the DoorDash drivers that night and that Molly is walking around and she gets lost for 15 minutes? What are those odds? Fucking crazy ass odds, if you ask me. Meanwhile, there's a homicide. Okay. 4. All right. So if you go and you pull the Moscow Police Department report number 104. Zoop. On November 23rd, 2022, at approximately 8:39 p.m., Molly McMichael came to the Moscow Police Department to be interviewed about her presence in the area of 1122 King Road during the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022. Molly McMichael was identified as being in the area through records obtained from DoorDash. Now, it is proven because they had to supply these receipts of like the certificate of when you got the records, blah, blah. When the state of Idaho, not the feds, the state's earliest time of trying to go get DoorDash subpoenas, records, it is after, okay, the 23rd. It's after then. All right. However, because this is November 23rd, it was like something like December 6th, December 4th, and they came back on the 6th. However, that would mean that the feds went and did this. And it was what the feds got back, right? And what they did is they showed in their receipts down the road when they'd have to show the authenticity. They then provide the DoorDash, records being authenticated on November 23rd, 2022. And I'm like, well, I have the receipt of here's the search warrant for DoorDash from the state though. And it says clearly this happened in December. Okay. So they use the feds certificate and try to play it off as like their own, but that's what the state did. The state didn't do theirs until later. So just think about that for a second. Molly was identified as being in the area through records obtained from DoorDash via a search warrant and was confirmed as being in the area based off of a Google geofence warrant, which was obtained as a result of this investigation. It came in this order, though. He's making it seem like DoorDash, the way that he's writing this report, is that they did the DoorDashing stuff. They got that back. No. The geofence came first. Okay. Her device was flagged. Okay. So that means when you ask for the IEMI number for the geofence here, tell me who the subscriber is, you would have gotten back the name, who's ever the phone is. If it's in Molly's name, it's going to come back as Molly. Whoever it is, it's going to come back their name. You would have asked immediately with local law enforcement, right? Do you know this name, Molly McMichael? Okay. Or if it was in Justin's name, do you know Justin whatever? Okay. Then after that, which is interesting, is if they got the DoorDash records back. So just because Molly came in and this interview was supposedly on the 23rd, you can't sit here and tell me, because I said, well, somebody would have had to call Molly. And in no report does anybody say, I called Molly and asked her to come in and here's the recorded phone call. Where is that? Who talked to Molly between 11:13 and 11:23? Because it happened. There's no fucking doubt about it. Like zero doubt about it. Because they put a trap and trace on Molly. Why are you putting a pen, trap, and trace on Molly if she's just the DoorDash driver? Okay. It wasn't the community that was actually probably putting out the word drugs were involved and was this a drug house? Okay. Anybody that was leaking stuff that was part of this investigation, that's where this whole drug stuff came from. Because of this, because of Molly, because of Justin. And if you don't believe me, that's fine. But if you actually do a timeline and you pay attention to it, this stuff is going on way earlier than they are representing in these reports that Molly was just talked to on November 23rd. Like, it's no big deal. She's just the DoorDash driver. No. Okay. Now, I was accompanied by FBI Special Agent Alex Skelton during this interview. Molly McMichael told me she worked for 12 to 18 hours on the night, November 12th to the 13th, and received 3 orders in the King Road, Queen Road area. Okay. How would she remember that? How would she remember that? I would have to use my phone. I'd have to get my DoorDash records. I'd have to see. I couldn't tell you how many days later, 10, how many orders I have. If I'm doing DoorDash all the time, all of those days run together. So for me to be able to say that, yeah, I delivered 3 times in that area, with the last one being going, to that King Road house. Two of the orders were at the blank Queen Road Apartments, which is, right there to the right of the house, which is immediately to the east of 1122 King Road. Molly McMichael said that the delivery at 1122 King Road was her final order for the evening. Remember, I always told you guys that if you could create a front, and if it was like, hey, I'm door dashing, right? Yeah, sure, you're taking DoorDash orders, right? Absolutely. Okay. But also what you're doing is you're creating like, this is why I'm in this area. So if another person was in the vehicle, right, with you, and when you're going to certain areas, all right, and if you have a way to see where deliveries are going, and you can actually pick deliveries based on where the endpoint is, at that point in time, I'd have to check and see because I know DoorDash wasn't allowing you to see that, but then it changed its policies. For example, like Instacart, you're going to know all that ahead of time. And if you have to go over to an area to, I don't know, sling some dope, right? What is a great front is I'm over in this area because I'm door dashing. Okay. I'm with Molly. She's door dashing. I'm with her. Now, Molly McMichael said that she could not find the 1122 King Road address, as the address number was hidden by the porch light, which caused her to remain in the area for approximately 15 minutes. Okay. Now, Mark B is working on something where, because I called bullshit when I said that, what do you mean Molly pulls into the driveway? If she couldn't see the address, she would have gotten out of the car, like to like check. I mean, it's like right up top there. Like, what the fuck? But whatever, she wants to say that she couldn't see the address number was hidden by the porch light, which caused her to remain in the area for approximately 15 minutes. Molly also stated her Google Maps told her to go to the parking lot immediately behind 1122 King Road. We're being so patient here with MPD, who has this interview that they said they're releasing. Hello to me. When is it? Like, what's going on? How much longer? Like, look at the date I put this in on. Molly McMichael stated that she initially parked in the front of 1122 King Road and could see a female in the top left window. So think about this. You want me to believe anything that Molly or this fucking man, what's his name? Her boyfriend here, Justin. You think I'm going to believe anything that they say? The cops at that time had Linda Lane, had 1112, okay, King Road, cameras, and they have to be able to explain shit. And for Molly to just be saying all of this stuff, that would have meant in the interview or before the interview, you're talking to Molly, because there is no way that Molly would be remembering any of this. That, oh yeah, you know what? I pulled in and I remember I just couldn't see the address, and I looked at my Google. Well, if you looked at your Google, then why did you ever pull in the driveway to begin with? Why wouldn't you have gone straight to the back if it's telling you to go straight to the back, right? So it's almost like this interview, she already has these answers because she knows the questions that are coming. Molly said that she saw the same female a couple more times in the same window, and she would just duck down when Molly would look at her. Molly then said she drove to the back parking lot behind 1122 King Road after she pulled in where she was supposed to, but she was following her Google, which wouldn't have taken her, would have taken her around the house. Then she says she does that. Okay. Molly then drove, like I said, to the back of the parking lot, and she stated that she could see the back courtyard, she called it, area behind the house, and that noticed that all the lights were on. Molly stated her map told her to walk into the back of the house, but she did not feel comfortable doing that because there was no path. And I, thank God I had saved all those videos that I did back in the day. The path that Google takes you on is not to go back, does not take you back behind the house. It takes you just to come up from the side. It would be like so that you would park on the side of the house, okay? And that you would just walk from the side. It doesn't tell you to go around back at all. It's not what it tells you to do. That's a lie. Okay. I have that. I have saved all that. Molly McMichael stated her map told her to walk into the back of the house. She did not feel comfortable doing so. Molly said that she started to walk down the road, which runs north and south immediately to the right of the house. Molly said a tan sedan drove next to her while she was walking. Okay. And this would assume like this. Now think about this. You're going to have to account for, well, when Molly's there, we know Molly's there. She says, yep, that's my SUV getting there. Yep, that's my SUV leaving. Even though we cannot tell what car is actually leaving when she says that she's leaving at 4. Okay. And when she'd be walking, that would be the 356 car entering, going and making that loop, and then coming down and around and then leaving. Okay, that's that tan sedan that she's saying. And that's the 356 to 358. Why would Moscow Police Department? So think about this. And the only thing that she ever heard about with Molly is this report. Okay. This is the report. And I think maybe she just looked quick and was like, okay, yep, they did order a DoorDash. And yep, it was dropped off at 4. Okay. And it is what it is. And then she just didn't look into Molly McMichael any further. And she just chalked it up as this is somebody like truly door dashing, and that was it. Okay. But I'm over here like, dude, you don't think that's a coincidence? Especially if you think that you have an innocent client, like you would look into this whole DoorDash, especially with what I'm telling you right here and right now, which is if DoorDashing was a front to, for drugs, so that you could be driving around the different areas and unloading, like dealing your shit. Okay. Like Ann Taylor, hey, my client didn't do it. What could be the other explanation, right? Doesn't do anything until 2025. Doesn't know about any of this stuff that we're seeing now. She did not know about it. Heather, I agree. But doesn't it kind of surprise you, though? It surprises me because she knows how these people operate, and she knows that they use confidential informants, and it's kind of shocking because we all wanted to know immediately who this DoorDash driver was. Because how is there a DoorDash driver at 4? Like, wow. And Come to find out that none of the roommates even knew that a DoorDash was ordered. Come to find out whose phone was it ordered on. Was it ordered on Ethan's? Was it ordered on Xana's? Because Xana's found in the middle of her room with Ethan's phone, not her own phone, Ethan's phone. That's the gray one. Then next, she says that Molly McMichael's said there was one male driver and noticed he did not look at me. And I kept thinking to myself, if she's walking down and the car is coming behind her, okay, yes, when you see that lights kind of flat, like shine onto you, then you'll stop and you'll turn and you'll kind of like move to the side and make sure you get out of the way so you're letting this car go down. And that's when you would like see this person, and you'd actually have a pretty good like view of this person because of how small that road is. You're moving aside and you have to like watch for this car to go through. So you're looking at actually the driver. But the question would be is this all fabricated? Molly, you're going to say that this is what you saw. Okay. I don't know. Or did this interview happen before they realized certain things? I don't know, but she definitely did not identify Brian Kohlberger. She says that this guy looked completely zoned in. He was just in the zone, and he just drove right by her. McMichael later stated that the driver was white with blonde or red spiky hair. Molly McMichael also noticed that the dome light in the car was on when it went by her, and later told me that the male was wearing a light colored collared shirt. Okay. Light colored. Molly McMichael said that she walked back up to her car and drove back to the front of 1122 King Road, at which point she saw the address numbers. Molly McMichael said she placed the order at the front door, took a picture, and then left at approximately 4 o'clock. If you go back and you listen to 1112 King Road cameras, the house that's right there. When Molly arrives in that, or I should say that SUV passes, and at 3:45, it is literally lit. Like it is, people are talking. Like there's things going on. It's not silent and somebody's looking around and can't find where they're going. I mean, there is chatter and multiple people. And so it's hearsay because you're listening to a video or whatever, right? But for me, it's not. I just want you to listen to the video. I'm not asking for anybody to tell me what anybody says, but the jury should be able to listen to that video and determine that it was not silent. It was not a girl or a woman that's walking around with lost and not. If she's saying that she's out of her car and walking in that area at that time, well, are you talking on your phone, Molly? Are you on speakerphone? And so we're hearing your voice and the voice of speaker? During the time that Molly was in the area of the King Road residence, the white Elantra can be seen via the 1112 King Road camera driving back and forth on Walenta Drive and then enter the King Road Queen Road loop at approximately 3:56 hours. At the point Molly McMichael pulled into the front parking lot before she dropped the order off, the white Elantra pulled in behind Molly. I mean, what is pain? None of this should be in. This is an interview with Molly. When did you determine this? And how did you determine this? And I think what he's going to say, or was planning on saying, is that they were clocking the loops and how long they would take. Okay. In this loop, they're going to point out like you can't see the light, on the back of the tail light anymore because it turned like this, but then you can kind of see it. And then it should have taken X amount of time to do this loop, blah, 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 shit like that. Well, guess what Molly says? Molly's like, don't you think Molly would know if the car that did this loop pulled in behind her, right? Well, yes, duh. I mean, hello, right? Molly never says, oh, when I pulled in a car pulled in behind me. Well, guess why Molly would never say anything like that? Because if it was something to do with a drug deal, okay, voila. Oh, there you go. Acronym for allegedly this: Special Operations Assessment, Baselining, and Readiness Evaluation System. That's Marine Corps Assessment Tools. Really? I'll look into that. It passed by Molly's car 10 seconds after she parked. So, but Officer Payne is over here saying that he's determined that this car has pulled in behind Molly. And so at this point, Molly pulled into the front parking lot before she dropped the order off. So this would be when Molly's coming back down from being behind the house. Now she's driving back down, pulling in, and then the white Elantra pulled in behind Molly. And then exited the King Road at approximately 3:58. Molly did not mention seeing the white Elantra behind her at any time. I'm going to tell you why I wouldn't mention that car. If that person got something from me. If the person that I was with door dashing got something. Also, how about this? Molly walking around, it almost seems like Molly's waiting for a ride. Okay. How do we know that Molly was actually the one that was driving her SUV? Okay. How do we know that somebody else wasn't using her app to quote unquote do the door dashing? Her phone's in the area. Just because maybe Molly's phone doesn't arrive to the area until X number of time, does Molly have a burner? Okay. You would need Molly's phone in order to be doing the door dashing, but it could technically be with, like, let's say her boyfriend. All right. And Molly's over here walking because homie says that he's there because, well, where are you? And he can't find. And then she's having to explain, oh, I was lost. I needed to, she has to make up a story for that. All right. But if Molly's in the area because there's sketchy people, remember all these other witnesses talk about, dude, these King Road apartments here are sketch as fuck. Okay. So if Molly knows somebody back there and she was actually just hanging out with somebody back there, and then her boyfriend is the one that's using her phone, hey, I'm going to go take a dash and then I'll be back. You know, it'll usually send me back this way or something. Or if, hey, hurry up and do a DoorDash order. And then I'm on my app right now and I'll snatch it up as soon as you place that order. I'll grab it. I don't know if things could be done like that. And then if I'm not the one that got the order, I would tell you to cancel it. Okay. So then you're riding with me to go pick up the order. And then you're riding with me back. Okay. I'm just saying these people that are street smart get really, really creative with ways to push their product and have reasons if they were to ever get pulled over. Hey, I was giving this person a ride. I'm Ubering. I'm the Uber. I mean, who the fuck knows? But these people are, with technology advancing, so are the way that criminals will be operating. So going back to this is Molly saying that, or Officer Payne says, Molly did not mention seeing the white Elantra behind her at any time. And I'm like, that's because Molly's not in that car. Molly couldn't say that because Molly never witnessed that. Somebody else was driving. Bet you if you asked Justin about that shit. I continued to question Molly about her time near the residence. Now, I think it's interesting on how he words that to say her time near the residence. Well, technically, since she was back there 3 different times to take an order, okay, you would want to look at the other times that she says that she had to take these orders and how long was she back there during these times, you know, this geofence, them tracing and getting Molly's, I mean, why are you, Ann Taylor would have to think to herself, why are you putting a trap and trace on Molly? Unless she's saying, oh, they didn't realize that it was who it was. And then when they found out that it was just the DoorDash driver, it was like, okay, we don't have to be, you know, pen and tracing. I was like, no, I think you need to put that in better order because that's not the way that it could have happened. I think that's a huge fuck up. Anyways, she told me, so I continued to question Molly about her time near the residence. She told me she walked down Queen Road at one point with her flashlight out. What? Molly can be seen doing so on the footage from 1112 King Road. Molly also continued to tell me the female she saw in the upstairs bathroom window would duck down when Molly looked at her. Molly described her as having long brown hair. Molly said that she could not identify the girl as one of the victims. So did Payne show her all the victims? Why wouldn't Payne show her everybody that lived in that house? Approximately 30 minutes into the interview, the FBI person requested that Molly take part in a cognitive interview. Molly agreed, and SA Skeleton began the cognitive interview. During this interview, Molly confirmed much of the information she already told us. Much of it, yeah. Let's see really what she said. Molly was able to remember she had her dog with her during one of her walks in the area. And then I said to myself, one of her walks in the area. Well, where's the dog on all three of the walks? Like, why would you leave your dog? So she had her dog with one of her walks in the area, but did not clarify much more in the ways of the details of the evening. Now, remember, we're talking about dogs barking, right? We thanked Molly for her cooperation. This just blew me away then. We thanked Molly for her cooperation, offered any support she may need, and concluded our interview. That is the only time, if you were to write that sentence in the discovery, that you would find that. Molly McMichael is the only person who Payne writes that sentence about. Subsequent investigation of video footage and cellular data showed the tan sedan Molly was likely a light-colored SUV which left the area. They're saying that Molly saw not a sedan, but an SUV. What? Moreover, it does not appear Molly saw the white Elantra at any point during her time near the residence. Now let's go back. And you want me to believe that this is what would then occur. Molly and her man are getting pulled over left and right. After this, and after everybody would know that Molly is a protected witness. Okay, so here it is. They're walking out of the hospital 12:30, 2023 at 2:09. Pullman officer and Molly.
Okay.
Oh.
Is that your ride?
Yeah, we were actually just here and going. Okay.
Okay. I've got, I need to print off something for her real quick.
All right.
And take me 2 seconds.
Okay.
So you guys can hang out. I just want to print you off a copy of the warrant, Molly.
Is she allowed to have a cigarette?
Absolutely. Yeah. Here's a copy of the search warrant. Okay. So here's what's going to happen is
now he's in the white truck. We've seen tons of videos about white trucks. Okay. That picture of that truck looks different than the white truck. Is that the same white truck that was there during the day by that Walmart?
Send the blood off to get it tested. Okay. It is taking about 18 months to get the test results back.
Oh my God.
Ouch.
Statute of limitations on DUI is 2 years. So you do the math.
Yeah.
There's a chance that we don't get the blood back before statute of limitations runs out. Okay. But that's what we have to wait on is the blood.
And again, I told you guys this earlier in the video. This guy can't add. Okay, 18 months that's not what is equivalent to 2 years, but he thinks that it is.
Results. When we get them back, depending on what's in your blood and the stuff like that, the prosecutor will probably request charges for DUI. There's controlled substances in your blood. Okay. they will send you information to your address on record with Department of Licensing. Okay. So just make sure that's up to date as you move or anything like that.
You know where I am because I'm the dasher, so.
You're a dasher. Okay.
Well, no, I'm the dasher from the murder case. I'm the one that they're keeping quiet and kind of.
We're keeping her hiding, so.
Yeah. Why are you telling me that? You spilled the beans to me.
I know.
Your secret's safe with me. Okay.
Thank you, because I
Thank
don't
you
need
for being
anymore.
cooperative, and I'm so sorry about the panic attack stuff. Like, I get it. Okay. I'm sorry.
They're keeping me quiet. They're keeping me quiet. Everything about me and what I'm going to testify to is all quiet. They're keeping me quiet. If you were Ann Taylor, why don't we just call Ann Taylor right now? Hey, Ann Taylor, did you ever see this video on 12/30/2023 with the Pullman officer? Like, no, we didn't see any videos. You didn't know that Molly's, look at that, stop. You didn't know that Molly's over here being told somewhere, because not in here, okay? In this report, does it say, hey, based on what Molly has said, we've told Molly that we are going to keep her name hidden. No, she's not an S, her name is right here. The only reason it's redacted for us is because it's our copy, but her name is all over this. Okay. But I will tell you something that's interesting about this police report is Molly McMichael's address is nowhere on it. Like if you look at the Idaho State Police reports, it has all that in there. So Molly says this, then this guy says, oh, I had no idea, and why'd you tell me?
You went through it, and that wasn't my intention to make you suffer or anything. If you want to go find something.
Now, 30 minutes before that would transpire, this is what transpired. So they're at a hospital. They drew blood, so something had to have happened on 12/29 because it then went into the 12:30 time of day for the next morning. And then here, 30 minutes before that, this is what happened where this Pullman officer is talking again to, it looks like the sheriff's office, because this girl has a vest on that says sheriff. So I'm guessing this might be Whitman.
Justin Stringer, Sabres. And I hooked him for DUI, but then long story short, I ended up kicking him loose. But he's going to help us with some stuff.
So it doesn't sound like she's supposed to be letting him drive it.
He's slinging dope.
He's slinging dope. He's slinging dope. He is slinging dope. What? That's what he says. He's slinging dope.
Right. My Facebook girl, he was going to sell me meth and fentanyl. So I'll let him think.
My guess is.
So my Facebook girl. That means I believe that this cop is acting like he's a female on Facebook, but it's really him behind the account. Okay. And what he says right there is he has basically tried to sell me fentanyl and meth. And so listen right here.
He's right. My Facebook girl, he was going to sell me meth and fentanyl. So I'll let him think.
My guess is the dope's at home because she went to the store.
Yeah.
Just some ice cream and shit in the bag.
For some reason, he didn't want us to look in it, but I don't know. Maybe she has some fentanyl in there or something. So.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
I don't know. She just didn't want us to look he didn't want us to look in there. I don't know. She may have some fentanyl in there. What? You guys, that's what killed. Remember, it wasn't, let's see. Remember Emma Bailey and Demetrius? Caden Young had a bunch of cocaine, and in this cocaine, there was fentanyl in there, and he died. He had an overdose, okay? And everybody's like, Emma Bailey, D Well, here, this is a dealer right here. And he's using the word fentanyl. How do you you're trying to sell me fentanyl? Fentanyl in what? What are you putting it in?
He's
Here's
slammed,
fentanyl?
Right. My Facebook girl, he was going to sell me meth and fentanyl. So I'll let him think.
My guess is the dope's at home because she went to the store.
Yeah.
Just some ice cream and shit in the back.
For some reason, he didn't want us to look in it, but I don't know. Maybe she has some fentanyl in there or something. So.
Okay.
Ridiculous. Then, but here he said he's going to help us with something. Right here.
Yeah. Sabres. And I hooked him for DUI, but then long story short, I ended up kicking him loose. But he's going to help us with some stuff.
So
he's going to help us with some stuff. What is he going to help with? Okay. What is he going to help with? Remember, this was 30 minutes before what you guys just saw. So, this happens first. Then this cop goes into the hospital and then gets Molly and walks out with Molly. Okay. All right. What do you guys think? Going to the chat now. There's 1,000 people in here. Holy shit. What the fuck is going on? It is now 100%. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Justin is 100% a confidential informant. Okay. That's what this is called. All right. But the other thing is that these cops are acting like females on Facebook, what it sounds like to me, and that they are trying to purchase drugs through, Facebook, set up these deals or whatever. But I cut him loose on this DUI because he's going to help us. He's going to help us with something else. That would tell me that this man has agreed, okay, you want always the bigger man, right? They don't even care about the body cams. Well, I want to go after the sheriff's body cams now. They have their body cams on too. I saw his little flashlight on, the red one. So I'm going to use this cam to then be able to get the sheriff's cams. This is absolutely insane. Okay. This Bag of D says this is sick shit. Hell yeah, it's sick. Hell yeah. What is going on? Welcome to the transparency. Crazy shit here. Crazy. Again, fentanyl kills. What's your guys' thoughts? Murky. I can't remember, but was it a gold color possibly at with what? Emma was basically saying that if you were going to search my car, everything belonged to Meredith. And then I interviewed Meredith, had her on the channel. And when she saw the body cam, she could not believe. She was like, holy shit, this is my good friend. I'm a mom. And she tried to say that, oh, well, whatever's in that's Meredith's. What? Yeah, I had to break that news to her. In the article, it says they created the Facebook group. Who created it? Okay. So, yeah, Meredith was like, oh my God, Meredith couldn't believe it. I felt really bad, but she was like really thankful. You can't come back from something like that, like a friendship, like you have a little kid, you don't want, yeah, no. So CIs get a pass like that, huh? Well, I think it goes then when you want to talk about what was going on and why Molly's acting like, and she has an answer for why she's walking around and, oh, I just couldn't find the house. Really, Molly? Because the moment that you get there and that you arrive, it's like a party's popping off. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, they're here. Or whoever's in that vehicle that pulls in at 3:45, that starts people chattering. Wasn't Molly's BF's name Jimmy? Yeah, well, it looks like his name's, I mean, This guy looks, who knows? Who knows? Who cares? But Molly and this man right here, and the cops know that Molly's involved with meth. And she's like, what? No. Molly, stop lying. Molly is full of shit. Right? What is Jimmy's last name? Could Justin be also an alias? Yeah, it could be something all like that. I'm telling you, these people have multiple Facebook accounts. Right? I could not believe that this is happening either with their body cams rolling, right? Because you need a reason to blur something out, right? And I don't know if they just didn't know what the hell is going on, or if somebody was like, hey, we're going to let the cat out the bag. I don't know. But there should be no reason to. I can't believe that Ann Taylor doesn't have this stuff. I can't believe that Ann Taylor didn't have any of this stuff while representing Brian Koberger in arguably the most controversial case and the largest audience-wise case since 2022. Okay? And you know what keeps like literally making me pissed is when Hitler says, and you didn't go and put in any motion to get like criminal researchers to be added to your team to go through shit. And you know what? Hitler's right about that. She did not do that. How do you expect to only handle this? You guys see Karen Reed's team the second time around? You need criminal researchers. You can't just have a lawyer or two lawyers or even three. You need people that are digging and getting all the information to the lawyers so that they can then go be a lawyer. Okay. Just because you're a lawyer, that does not make you a criminal researcher. I'm sorry. It's just not the same. I've had my fair share of sit downs with lawyers, and I show them stuff and they say, oh, well, you can connect dots really quick, or wow, and you did all of this and not having the discovery, or you only had part of it, and I was like, yeah, but you can get more things because you're going to ask based on this. This is where you would be asking for a discovery request. And I'm telling you, they have the shit. They're burying it. Unless you're going to ask for it, it doesn't come to light. Justin was arrested on 11/13/2024 for dealing drugs. Yeah. And they eventually get you. They use you for what they need. Okay. And then trust me, there's always going to come a point in time, if you're a CI, you're never getting out of it. You're eventually going to jail. You're eventually going to prison. Okay. That's happening. It's just, you're just like, the inevitable is happening. I've never known a CI that in one way or another, they either end up dead. Okay. Or eventually they are, taken down. So it's just, you're just prolonging that. William, $2. Whoop, whoop. Love the name William Tardy. Reminds me of Mr. Hardy. Go Lana. The Molly thing is sketchy. It's sketch as fuck. It's so bad. This is so bad. Carson Hockeys. Oh, look at that. Let's get Molly some cigarettes. Do you think any of those cigarettes, remember there was Camels found at the crime scene? All right. And it was just like one. Molly on Molly causing controversy. Ah, love it. Let's call Molly on Molly, but she's already high. But why would this person need to be kept quiet? Think about it. What? I saw Brian. I'm the DoorDasher. William. Let's get Molly to talk, right? Wouldn't Molly want to be, talking? Well, who knows? I think Molly's going to be in jail soon. Prison. Gifted 5 Truth and Transparency memberships. You're Reed doing that math for me. Carson. Murky. Wellington. Look at this. Thompson says to Molly, girl, I like your face. I like your ice cream. Come on, Molly. What do you know? Blown away, right? So here, then we're going to bring up the other video that Molly was in, the other body cam, when she was actually getting They pulled her over. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, so February 22nd, 2023, DoorDash driver truck. So give it up for Paula here.
Molly talked a lot about all these conditions that reportedly were impacting her health in a negative way. She's been through a lot.
All right, I was trying to get a look at that truck.
She went through a lot with her husband being killed in front of her all those years ago. I don't know if the protected person would deal with any of that, or if it's more than likely because of the DoorDash, Idaho, exclusively by date. Stop, because I want to know if Molly made any more.
I thought we had the other one that
Who was there dashing and even saw Brian.
All right.
Her window was very dirty.
Okay, this is what I want to show. Okay, now. Woo! Okay, so the murders happened on 11/13/2022. Okay, then so after the arrest of Brian Kober, let's just say January 1st is for easy math. You have all of January, okay? And then you're going to have almost all of February. So 2 months. Within 2 months, remember, the DoorDash driver's truck flees. And he acts like, the guy that owns the truck acts like, I didn't tell that girl that she could take my truck. I don't even know who this person is, right? And it's this Janelle woman, right? And Janelle over here is Janelle supposedly driving in the truck. Janelle took the truck from Molly and then sped away from the cops.
And she pulled in to just clean her window off. She could not see very well through her window, which made her pull into the gas station. Now, mind you, this is February, so it's, cold. We'll see the ice. They're going to talk about the icy roads. The officer says I requested her
she just blows past this
information to make sure she was licensed, and so I could document that I spoke with her. She told me she did not have her license on her, so I requested her name so I could check her driving status and make sure it was good. Now, she responded by saying it would not be good. So it says the unknown female put her head down and said, "This can't be happening." Then she said out loud she was going to drive away. I mean, this woman's bold. She put the vehicle in drive and sped off at a high rate of speed. She should have just given herself up at this point. Okay, so that same day, a different officer is giving his or her narrative, but it's about 6:44 p.m. They're saying Corporal Patton was out with a vehicle, the white Chevy Silverado, the same Washington plate that we see the truck that Molly got out of in September 2024.
Okay. Did you guys see the truck when she arrives, when this dude arrives to come get her from the blood work? I swear that's a Ram. Is it not a fucking Ram that he was driving? So hang tight. I want to show you. Is this not a Ram? A Dodge Ram. So if we go back to here and we look at this, boom. Yes, it is.
Your ride?
Yeah, we were actually just hearing you going. Okay.
See that front? Look at that.
I've got, I need to print off something for her real quick. And take me 2 seconds.
Okay.
So you guys can.
Right there. Boom. Now go and look at the night of the murders. We're looking for a white truck that pulls in. Okay, I can't see the back. We can try to zoom in. We try to take some pictures. Let's see. But does he have black bars on that? Okay. So this truck isn't the same truck that was from, so this is December of 2023. The one that's in February of 2023. These are two different trucks. And does this have black bars? Yes, it has black bars, right? We'll go back and check. Can this at all possibly be the white truck that's seen in any of the cameras from the night of the murders? Because I know that that's something that we were looking at. We were looking at the black bars in the back. So I'm like, dude, what is people with these white trucks? So Molly has what, two friends with two white trucks? One's Jimmy and one's Justin. All right. What? I think it looks like a Ram to me. When they were going to the grub truck, yes, they were walking. There's a white van or white truck that comes past him and pulls in. Exactly. Yes. It's exactly. So now let's go back to like when was this Justin dude? When was I think Justin is Jimmy, just so you guys know. I think that that's what it is, but whatever. Think what you want. But when did he start working? When was his DUI that he like got cut loose on? When was that? What's the date on that? You know, we're digging to find out if anybody in here thinks that they know and they have some.
This woman, she was at Sunset Marked at 1311 South Main Street. So this was in reference to, you know, the wild driving.
I thought this was wild here. He knows that she's going into Washington, right? He stops.
The call notes were saying, look, the Chevy truck was swerving. It crossed the center lane multiple times. It had inconsistent braking. It almost hit a car head on. I mean, my goodness, what's up with this?
Wouldn't you then have, if you're the Moscow officer, right? You're trained and taught, hey, this is how you would do it if someone was fleeing. You're going to be notifying our partners in Pullman, right? And they're going to be coming up from the other way to like get the car, right? So therefore, you're having a good relationship with Pullman, right? Because you're dealing with people going back and forth from Washington, Pullman, you know, in Pullman, from WSU to Moscow, just because it's right there on the border. Woo!
Truck getting stopped so often. Corporal Patton asked this unidentified female driver for her documents. She said, you know, again, she didn't have her license. It's going to be bad.
There you go.
The woman did say her name was Janelle. And then she just said, I'm just going to drive.
And then when I put the connection of who Janelle was and who her dad was and what the fuck they were involved in, okay, there is body cam that's out there that's like 8 to 12 hours worth of where Janelle was living with this dude that she was once married to. Don't know if she was still, but they had raided this house for drugs. Okay, now I think I said I would always go back and get it because they're like, it's going to cost X amount of dollars to do this. They had to call the prosecutors over there. They had phone calls with them because they were doing search warrants. I was like, oh, just kind of like the Idaho4 case. The prosecutors will hear, did they write them? You know, there's some stuff that you can redact, but you just can't go redacting for the fuck of it. But when you're going through 8 to 12 hours worth of body cam, that's how it gets expensive. Now, I said, if there was ever a reason to go and say, okay, hey, I need you to give me all of this, I think I've gotten to that point because of the body cam of what just transpired with. I want to see the cars that are there. I want to see what people are there. Okay. I want to pin down the actual date that this happened and put it on the map of everything else. Because if this dude, Justin, is working with the Pullman Police. I would think that he's working not just with the Pullman Police, but like with Moscow. Okay. If you want to know who Janelle is, go watch a couple episodes of mine that I did on Janelle. But her dad, human trafficking. Her dad, POS, piece of shit.
Off. So she drove southbound on Main Street towards Palouse River Drive. You know, Corporal Patton saw her.
Now, on June 13th, 2023, 911 call, Molly calls and says that she just hit a car.
Driving at a high rate of speed. Now, on this chase, apparently there were 2 officers following her. The vehicle exited 76 parking lot without even coming to a stop. She ran the stop sign at Taylor Street and...
Okay. So June 13th, 2023, at 9:41, a Chevrolet pickup driven by Molly struck an unattended Volkswagen. So think about this. The murder happens, Molly, her SUV, and I think potentially at least one other person, because Molly was doing her door dashing with other people. Or it could have been somebody else was doing these door dashing. Molly's hanging out with other people that were over there at the Queen Road Apartments, whatever. At the end of the day, that happens on November 13th, 2023. Then something happened on 12/30, okay, 2023, but that would actually be after all of this, which is on February of 2023. There's that high-speed chase with this Chevrolet pickup, okay? Then in June of 2023, Molly just hits a car in Walmart and calls the police. And then that's when you get to the December of 2023. But that's all things Molly. Where is this boy? Okay. Also, is there any chance that Molly didn't hit the car and this dude did? Okay. Is there any chance that this girl is Molly taking any? I mean, obviously we see her being pulled over by Payne. That's in September of 2024. Okay. But we're going more closer to the time of the crime and in 2023, looking there. What's this Justin dude? What was he helping them with? Janelle's driving a Chevy Silverado, according to Mark. So let's take a look. Let's take another look-see here. And I think really good. Right there is a really good angle. Right there. Right where she's... right here.
Braking, stops. She said, you know, again, she didn't have her license.
That truck has, first of all, it's so different. This truck is so different than the one that Molly was pulled over in. This is no way. You're absolutely, this is way newer.
It'd be bad. The woman did say her name was Jeanette. She didn't have her license. It's going to be bad.
I was never able to zoom in, and whatever this black sticker is here, is it like a game, something to do with gaming, like hunting? Anybody see that? <clears throat> 2018 Chevy Colorado, someone's saying. I don't know. Looks more like a Silverado. I agree, not the same land as mine. It's definitely not. 100%, it's not. So now we're dealing with 3 white trucks. 3 that Molly has access to. Okay? She has the one that Justin pulled up to in the ambulance at the hospital, right? The ambulance entrance over there. She has this one right here that's just Silverado, Colorado. We just know it's not a Chevy. And then the Chevy. What the fuck's going on? Where's Molly's Forester? You know, where's Molly's Forester? Where's the Subaru? Where's that little... Oh, wait, right here.
Kind of been waiting here to get information from her. I only got her license. That's it. No information on insurance. So kind of.
Okay, right there. What are we dealing with? And then I said to myself, dude, how do you even, what are you doing?
Sure. I will get somebody sent out. What kind of vehicle do you have?
It's a black Volkswagen Golf. Volkswagen.
Get somebody.
Kind of license. She most likely doesn't have
Oh,
insurance.
right there. Oh, right there. See that's the same one. Why are they saying that? Whoa, right there. This is the vehicle. Okay. So then, okay, now I gotta add this. This is now interesting. All right. So the same vehicle that Janelle is speeding away in and involved in a high-speed chase in February, okay, of 2023, is in June of 2023 is the same vehicle, or I should say the same truck, that hits the Volkswagen.
Due to her boyfriend, this being her boyfriend's truck, and I kind of been waiting here to get information from her. I only got her license.
Okay, she says that this is her boyfriend's truck, just like she said when she was driving in 2024 when she got pulled over in September. That truck was also her boyfriend's. Oh, wow. Burglary, first degree, name on record, Justin Stringer. On 6/30/2023. The date of offense was 3/16/2023. Okay. So that would be March. Okay, 2023. I mean, these are the people that the police are doing deals with. And hey, you're going to say this, or we're going to do X, Y, and Z. This is what's going to start happening. Look at that. So in March, which was a very, very crucial time in this case, because that's when Ann Taylor started saying, Bethany and Dylan have different stories. We want to interview, Bethany has exculpatory evidence, blah, blah, blah. And then, wow. Chase in February. March 2023, there's this burglary. These are the people that.
That's it. No information on insurance. So
Then you go back to the Walmart a couple months later and you hit a vehicle.
kind of stuck on what to do now.
Sure. I will get somebody sent out. What kind of vehicle do you have?
It's a black Volkswagen Golf.
Screen. So it turns out it wasn't Molly driving crazy. If
Custody status date, February 21st, 2025.
that had have been Molly driving that crazy, that would have really further, to me, harmed her credibility. Now, did she know, how they say birds of a feather flock together, which isn't necessarily a fair assertion. Maybe Molly didn't have an idea about her friend not having a valid driver's license. Maybe she truly was trying to help out her friend. Maybe she truly was like, here.
Okay, and how do we know if Molly's actually not in the car or other people aren't in the car, meaning the truck ducked down in the back? I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
borrow James's truck so you can move, and then it just all went left. Who knows, but it wouldn't be Molly's last time dealing with police.
9:41 p.m. 18 seconds, June 13, 2023.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Hi, I'm currently at the Walmart the Walmart in Moscow, Idaho. So I'm not really sure the address. It's the parking lot.
Okay, what's going on?
My car was parked here, and I was just shopping, and I got called from the manager that someone hit my car. The lady's still here, and she's saying she most likely doesn't have insurance due to her boyfriend, this being her boyfriend's truck, and I kind of been waiting here to get information from her. I only got her license. That's it. No information on insurance. So kind of stuck on what to do now.
Sure. I will get somebody sent.
Running Molly's driver's license info, she's good too. And we also hear them say, Molly is a protected person. And I was like, whoa, the second driver comes back valid and is also a protected person. So that can refer to a bunch of different.
Now we know why. Okay. These are protected people and they're confidential informants. Holy shit. I cannot even believe this right now. We need to go to the unredacted.
Things. Their legal status, individuals entitled to certain levels of protection, temporary protected status in the U.S., individuals under guardianship. I don't know if that would be her. In legal context, it could be a protected person who's a witness could refer to an individual who is under special protection due to a reasonable fear for their safety or well-being, often in relation to their testimony in a legal proceeding. So sometimes it goes as far as them, going into WITSEC, new location, new identity, witness protection program, all that stuff. I don't think Molly's under all that. And
listen. Wow. Okay. You guys, they were going to make Molly say that she saw way more than she saw. In fact, I think they were going to Molly has no problem lying. Okay. Everybody has a handler if you're a CI. Who the fuck is this person's handler? Who's Justin's handler? Who's Molly's handler? Okay. Do you remember one of the reports? It mentions that, somebody was calling in saying, hey, I did security at the house. I know X, Y, and Z and blah, blah, all this stuff about. And then one of the FBI agents was like, yeah, no, I fired them from being a CI because they just lied all the time. Okay. Dude, what does Molly know from what I read off of her report? That means that there would have had to be another interview at some point after that. November 23rd, 2020. Second. Yeah. 2020. Yeah. November 23rd. Of 2022, there has to be more. And are you going to sit here and tell me that they never turned over any reports to do with Molly McMichael moving forward? Are you fucking kidding me? And I know that they didn't because Ann Taylor's filing and saying, we want everything that you have on Molly McMichael. Okay. And then now this new stuff breaks and it's like, holy shit, you guys are running drug deals with these people? What the fuck? I don't believe that it was actually. Sorry, but I don't believe that it was. He wasn't ever held in Kootenai County, so I don't believe that it was him. We need to start looking elsewhere, okay? And then it could be somebody else that made that call. All right. Bottom line is they would have hid. The state is hiding Molly's other interviews. I believe that she was interviewed before the 23rd, and I believe that she was interviewed multiple times after the 23rd of November. Where are these? Where are these reports? And then I know that it's true because Ann Taylor files her supplemental request and says, in fact, I have it right here. Okay. Wow. Okay. So 24th supplemental request for discovery, Exhibit W. Ann Taylor says, number 441, copy of all arrest reports, charging documents, and videos from Molly Marie McMichael from June 1st of 2022 through May 31st, 2025. Copy of all email communication between the Gonzalez family and their attorney or representative and the Latah County Prosecutor's Office relating to Molly McMichael. Copy of all email communication from the Latah County Prosecutor's Office and law enforcement. Guess what you're going to need? You're going to need to go to Pullman and ask them for all of Molly's shit. And I think that you should be going back further than 2022. Also, now you're going to have to include this man right here and go with the name and go with the name of Justin, whatever the hell it was. This is just absolutely crazy that Ann Taylor is asking for this in June of 2025. Copy of all email communications between the Latah County Prosecutor's Office and law enforcement and or other agents relating to Molly McMichael. This is what I expected as a first request in 2023 to be like relatively soon. Any updated supplemental reports and or recordings of interviews conducted by law enforcement with Molly McMichael. 441, 442, 443, and 444. Law enforcement had all of this information and did not turn any of it over to the defense. They never gave it to her, right? Well, this was Brian Kohlberger took a plea deal. So they did. They supplied something. They answered it. And they were not fond about her asking for the communications between the Gonsalves family. Unbelievable. And all I know is Judge Hippler is literally dragging his feet to get the second batch out. Okay. So, who was Molly and Justin and their little group here? Who were their clients? Who was buying this meth and fentanyl besides the police? How did the police get into this Facebook group? What in the hell is going on? Okay, this is crazy. And this is who, what's up, Bubby Waters? How you doing, love? Good to see you. Good to see you in here. Fuck it. I'm calling Ann Taylor. I mean, I have no idea what can be done, but this is wild. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable. Hey, girl, you need to watch my live. Yo, what up, Taylor? How you doing? Molly. I can't seem to find Molly. Justin Stringer's sister's name is Sabra, FYI. Yeah, okay. There you go. Justin Stringer. Pullman Washington. Sting operation gets dealer off streets. December 21st, 2023. Holy fucking shit. Oh my God. Hang tight. Oh my God. Whoa. Wait a second. We need dates here. Date. Got a new date. Okay. Oh my God. Guess when this was? This was just days before this. This 12/21/2023. Just right before this bullshit here. Okay. Pullman local man Justin Stringer, 30. That guy looked 30? What? There's no way that guy's 30 years old. He's got to be way older than 30. Okay. Local man Justin Stringer, 30, of Pullman, was arrested and booked into the Whitman County Jail on Monday, December 18th at Rogers, located at 1205 North Grand Avenue. Stringer is booked on a $1,000 cash-only bail. Who fucking thousand? Who cares? Oh, wow. Holy shit. Through Whitman County Superior Court, and currently has 2 felony warrants. They're not extra. You can't extradite him for it. And it's out of Caldwell, Idaho. And that's interesting. I know somebody who has a, wow. Over the last few months, I have created a Facebook profile to assist in furthering drug investigations. I have recently attended training and have prior experience in other drug investigations, said the arresting Whitman County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Michael Jordan. Oh, that's it right there. When she's like, yeah, Jordan's here. Michael Jordan, you cannot make this shit up. She was arrested by Michael Jordan. Oh my God. Ready? Jordan reportedly uses a Facebook profile he made of a female in the Pullman area to communicate with known drug dealers. I didn't even know this shit, and I fucking told you guys this is what they fucking did. Ah! This is how they do shit. Stay off those fucking Facebook groups. Oh my God. Wait, there's more. Over the last few months, I have created a Facebook profile to assist in furthering drug investigations. I have recently attended training and have prior experience in other drug investigations, said the arresting Whitman County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Michael Jordan. In quotes, I have learned people commonly buy and sell drugs using applications online such as Facebook to communicate with each other. How did you learn that? Jordan reportedly uses a Facebook profile he made of a female in the Pullman area to communicate with known drug dealers, users, and associates in the area. Jesus. Reports say Jordan's contact with Stringer began on August 8th, 2023. August 8th, 2023. Wait a second. This doesn't make sense then. Most of the conversation was small talk, said Jordan. However, on Monday, December 18th, which would have been 12 days before this 12/30 body cam of 2023 that we have. Here, let me pull that one back up. Okay, so, dude, there's no way.
You're already going. Okay.
I've got.
I mean, maybe. I mean, is he 30?
I need to print off.
I mean, maybe. Molly's hanging out with 30-year-olds? Molly. Hitting it from behind, girl. Get it, girl. Okay. However, on Monday, December 18th, Stringer reportedly contacted Jordan's Facebook profile asking to hang out. Yo, let me kick it. You want to hang out? What? These people are morons. In quotes, I told Stringer that I was sick and needed to get well. This is a common phrase used by the drug community for an opiate user that is going through withdrawals. Getting well is using more drugs to make the withdrawals go away, said Jordan. Reports say Stringer told Jordan that he could help him get well, meaning he would provide drugs to curb the opiate withdrawals. I told Justin Stringer it was okay, and I was waiting on someone to bring me 20 pills. Justin told me he could meet me and we could smoke his drugs while I wait for my pills to show up, said Jordan. I agreed and told Justin I lived behind Rosario, whatever that street is. What is it? Rossers? Whatever that street is behind Rossers. Justin agreed to meet me there and texted me once he was there. Reports say Jordan saw Stringer skateboarding. I saw him skateboarding from the entrance. I recognized Justin from previous contacts, he said. Jordan placed Stringer under arrest for attempted delivery of a controlled substance. Okay, well, where's that body cam? What are these dates? Fuck yeah, let's go. All right, we need December 18th, 2023. Whitman. BWC. We need dash. And all text message with meta. After searching Stringer, that's who this guy is, supposedly right here on the left. Okay. After searching Stringer, Jordan, the cop, located one fentanyl pill from his front pants pocket on his right side. What? One pill? I also located a foil with burnt fentanyl residue. In quotes, Jordan says, Justin told me most of the way to jail that this was all my fault and I am ruining people's lives. Justin took no accountability for the choices he made. Justin did tell me he needed to go to treatment. The end. The end. Well, guess what? How misleading is this fucking... I'm going to go... Who wrote this? Olivia, we're going to call you and ask how you feel. Who did you interview for this story? Because you are... I'm going to show you something. We didn't get a drug dealer off the streets. That's not what the fuck happened. Okay? Olivia Harnack, Whitman County Gazette. You were lied to, homie. Her title says, Sting Operation Gets Dealer Off Streets. What? He has $1,000 to get out. And then here's the proof, okay? Here's the proof of Stringer right here. What the shit? Here it is. Justin Chance Stringer.
Is that your ride?
Yeah, we're actually security going in. Okay.
Okay. I've got, I need to print off something for her real quick.
All right.
And take me 2 seconds.
Okay.
So how does Justin and Molly know each other if Justin and Molly aren't like together, right?
You guys can hang out. I just want to print you off a copy of the warrant, Molly.
Is she allowed to have a cigarette?
Absolutely, yeah. Here's a copy of the search warrant, okay?
She had to call one of her friends because she couldn't call her man because he's like, I guess, I don't know, deathly ill, supposedly. But this is in 2023. So literally, it's 12:30 of 2023. He goes down, this guy right here, on 12/18, 2023. And then he's
so here's what's going to happen is we send the blood off to get it tested, okay? It is taking about 18 months to get the test results back.
Oh my God.
Ouch.
Statute of limitations on DUI is 2 years. So you do the math.
Yeah.
There's a chance that we don't get the blood back before statute of limitations runs out. Okay? But that's what we have to wait on is the blood results. When we get them back, depending on what's in your blood and the stuff like that, the prosecutor will probably request charges for DUI if there's controlled substances in your blood. Okay. They will send you information to your address on record with Department of Licensing. Okay. So just make sure that's up to date as you move or anything like that.
You know where I am because I'm the dasher, so.
You're a dasher. Okay.
Well, no, I'm the dasher from the murder case. I'm the one that they're keeping quiet and kind of.
We're keeping her in hiding. So.
Yeah. Why are you?
we're keeping her in hiding. We're keeping her in hiding. We're keeping her in hiding. You guys, Brian Kohlberger was already arrested, okay, in 6 to 7, weeks after he's arrested. It's just him. He's some wannabe serial killer, becoming a serial killer, all of this shit, right? Right? What are you in hiding for? What are you being hidden for? You're being hidden from the defense? You guys, then if she's a protected person, but so is Jimmy, her man, Jimmy would only be a protected person if he was actually there with her on that night. He would not be a protected person. Sorry, but why would he be a protected person? Because that's my husband? Or is it because he was with her that night? Now.
Why are you telling me that? You spilled the beans too.
I know.
Now we need to find out exactly whose body camera this is, body worn camera this
You're
is.
safe with me, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you for being cooperative, and I'm so sorry about the panic attack stuff. Like, I get it, okay? I'm sorry you went through it, and it wasn't my intention to make you suffer or anything. If you want to go find something. Justin Stringer, Sabres, and I hooked him for DUI, but then long story short, I ended up kicking him loose. But he's going to help us with some stuff.
So,
Okay, he doesn't talk about anything about I popped him for the fentanyl. He's over here. I got him for a DUI. Now, does he really mean that I got Molly for a DUI? Because he didn't get Justin for a DUI. He got Justin on December 18th for trying to sell him. What the fuck? Yes, this is two different. There's two different things. This is not the same. He's not talking about the same thing, I don't think. Let me see.
it doesn't sound like she's supposed to be letting him drive it.
He's slinging dope.
He's slinging dope.
Right. My Facebook girl, he was going to sell me meth. And
My Facebook girl, yes! My Facebook girl. I'm a girl on Facebook. Oh my God, these people are sick. Yep. And guess who's at the crime scene at the time of the murder is fucking known goddamn drug dealers, okay, are there. Oh, I'm just here door dashing my ass. Dude, wow. And this is why you kept it off from Ann Taylor, acted like Molly was just some fucking helpless woman. If you were to Google her name, oh my God, she saw her husband get shot. Well, hello, that's going to tip me off to be like, wait, what? There's hardly any homicides in Moscow, Idaho. And just here out of the, wow, Molly just happens to find herself at the crime scene during the time of the commission of the crime at 4 a.m. There's no evidence that Molly even got in the car that left. What it shows is that Molly's phone left the area. We have no idea who's in that SUV. We have no idea who the car was at 356 to 358 that made that loop. And potentially people got out of that car. And then they left with who knows what vehicle. Who knows any of this shit. So I just arrested him on December 18th. But what is he talking about? DUI. He was on a skateboard.
So I'll let him think.
My guess is
I'll let him think.
she went to the store.
Yeah.
Just the ice cream and chicken rock.
Wait.
She went to the store.
Yeah.
Just the ice cream and chicken rock.
For some reason, he didn't want us to look in it, but I don't know. Maybe she has some fentanyl in there or something. So.
Okay.
Maybe she has some fentanyl in there. She didn't want us to look in there. Well, why aren't you looking in there then? I don't understand. You got a search warrant, right? Dude, wow. This dude's 30. There he is. Wow. You can get a DUI on a skateboard. My grandma went to law school for a year. Lana has creators in her live. There's no hate here. Who's hating? Hell no, there's no hate. Why would there be hate? We're just fucking get it all back. I don't like when we talk about creators in chat. That's one of my rules. So just so you know that. That's a rule of my own. They're just enforcing my rules. They sick. So Michael Jordan. Officer Michael Jordan, what a name. That's how these are the FOIAs that we'd be putting in. All right. So now I'm gonna call Anne's office just to make sure that she has this new and latest information. Get the drug dealers off our streets. You know what? Let me call Massive instead. Hi, this message is for Elisa Massaw. I was just seeing how I would be able to get her some information of a body cam that has just come to the attention for the Brian Colbert case. It has to do with Molly McMichael. And it's a new one. It's not been out there. And it's from December of 2023. And I think they might be interested in hearing what the officers are talking about. It has to do with Molly and her friend Justin being involved in CI, confidential informant information, with Facebook groups slinging meth and fentanyl. So see if I can get this clip on over to you guys. If I could just get an email address where to send the media file. You can give me a call back at your earliest convenience. Appreciate your time. Well, this is wild. This is absolutely wild. So we're just making some friendly phone calls to bring awareness to what the fuck is going on. These dates are absolutely whack. You know, we have a reporter, Olivia, I'm gonna call her next, Harnack, Whitman County Gazette. She was under the impression from speaking and interviewing Michael Jordan. Okay, Michael Jordan, that he was out of the Whitman County Sheriff's Office. She is under the impression that he was taking drug dealers off of the streets. That's not what's happening. In fact, we're just kicking them loose so that they can go and continue now to set up controlled buys to take down other people. Wow. And again, Molly McMichael finds her way in some way, somehow, that she needed to have another drug test / she got a DUI or was pulled over for one on 12/29/2023. Okay. And I think that they were just following Molly around, and anytime that Molly's driving, they were getting her. They were going getting her. I'm trying to get more information on the body cam of Molly from 12/29 into 12/30, because the body cam that we have is just from the hospital after the blood was drawn. This is just fucking crazy. Now, who put this out was Translucent, and I want to play the beginning of this video. So give props where prop is due. Translucent put out this video, but
hey there,
this clip was hidden in it. It says proof of corruption. CI identified.
True crime enthusiasts. Let's dive into a mind-bending theory that's got everyone talking. Picture this. Linda Lane surveillance footage shows a vehicle passing around the Queen Road apartment complexes 4 times that night. The state claimed this was Brian's car, right? But hold up. Plot twist incoming. Now we read from a recent cop doc drop that the 2 undercover cops on Banfield say they were patrolling the same route that night.
Okay, try to say cop drop doc 3 times fast. Cop drop doc, cop drop doc, cop drop doc. Whoa. No wonder she uses or he uses AI. Anyways, sorry.
So here's the kicker. Their vehicle is nowhere to be seen on the video. Could it be that what we're actually seeing is the police car, not Brian's?
Ever wonder what goes on in the dead of night? Let me take you on a ride along with Officer Testall. Picture this. It's pitch black and we're cruising the same loop around 500 Queen Road apartments, again and again. But wait, there's a twist. At 2:55 a.m., Testall makes his final pass. He spots individuals outside of 1122, one of them being blonde. We think that is Maddie and Bethany, letting the dog out. According to his report, moments later, he's entering Banfield where he detains the 3 boys. The problem is, rewind a bit. At around 2:55 a.m., the Linda Lane footage doesn't show any vehicle making the loop. At 3:55 a.m., we see a vehicle, which they say is Brian. But what if the camera is 1 hour off?
What if this whole time they're trying to say is, what if the Linda Lane camera is off an hour? Okay, like people have been saying this for a while or whatnot. Or how about this? Or it's right. Okay. And at 3:56 to 3:57, 3:58, when that car goes around and goes up out of there, that is Tisdall. And that is Homeboy, which would make sense if these CIs are in fact working with undercover cops and they're playing clothes that day for the drug and the alcohol stuff, right? It would be people like the Molly McMichaels of the world, the Justins, the Jimmies, these people. Okay. So if you're driving back around there to, I don't know, check up on your CI. Hey, what'd you do? Did they buy it? Okay. Do you understand how fucking wild this is? That 3:56 to 3:58 car, that is plenty of time after Tisdall and Rosendahl finish up over there with the sign guy for them to come over and do this loop. And it's when Molly and her SUV are there, as well as whoever the fuck Molly is there with. Molly is not there by herself at 4 o'clock in the morning. Get real. No way. Sorry. I'm not buying it. I do not buy it. Not happening. In fact, I even think that there's a chance that Molly was there hanging out with other people and somebody was using Molly's vehicle and then came back to like pick her up or something. Okay. And if they're using her vehicle and her app for the door dashing. Okay. While Molly is just doing God knows what, maybe turning tricks. Who knows? Okay. But I just cannot believe that this was not investigated through the defense of Brian Kober at all. Any of this, none of this. This angle was never looked at. Mind blowing to me.
The camera installed at Linda Lane is a Rolink brand. It uses a SIM card to record video and resets every 72 hours. We checked with customer support and the date and time doesn't automatically correct itself, being that the camera lacks Wi-Fi connectivity. Instead, a user is required to adjust the date and time via an app which they need to pair their phone via Bluetooth. Since the clocks went back the previous week, we're wondering if the time was still on the summer daylight savings. Since Molly the DoorDasher dropped off food several times that night to the Queen and King Road homes, could it be that the tan sedan with the male driver having red hair was in fact Officer Testall?
And then it goes into this body cam. Okay. But hang tight. I want to talk about this cam. Now, remember what they said about Linda Lane camera. All right.
The camera installed at Linda Lane is a Rolink brand. It uses a SIM card to record video and resets every 72 hours. We checked with customer support and the date and time doesn't automatically correct itself, being that the camera lacks Wi-Fi connectivity. Instead, a user is required to adjust the date and time via an app which they need to pair their phone via Bluetooth. Since the clocks went back the previous week, we're wondering if the time was still on the summer daylight savings.
And now this would all be interesting because of the, now you'd have to go to the Vargas, Danny Vargas report that she writes up about when she got this Linda Lane camera footage. And here, I'm just going to copy, cut, and paste what this dude who gave it to me, Kane, put in an email. I'm just copy, cut, and pasting it all to my report. Okay. And in it, it says that it always resets at a certain time every day at blank time. This would tell me that based on what she's allegedly reporting and saying that she called Rolink whatever here, okay? And also I'm going to do my own deep dive on the camera footage and make calls and see what I get and see what they say back. I have no reason not to believe it, but hey, we're going to do our due diligence. And to see if I'm going to forward customer service. This is an email. Could this even be possible with what they're saying? If this isn't on, I thought that it was on some type of Wi-Fi because it's like an app and you're using it and you're looking at it. And so explain this to me with what's going on, because something is off. Something is definitely off with what she's reporting about these cameras and what is in those reports that Gabrielle or Danny Vargas said that she got this information.
Just the date and time via an app which they need.
So this is that loop though, 356 to 358, okay?
The camera installed at Linda Lane is a Rolink brand. It uses a SIM card to record video and resets every 72 hours. We checked with customer support and the date and time doesn't automatically correct itself, being that the camera lacks Wi-Fi connectivity. Instead,
this says it resets every 72 hours. In the report, it says that every day at a blank time, it goes offline to like reboot and then comes back on. But then I said, well, why wouldn't that happen with the other camera? Okay. And so I'm like, well, wait, there's two different cameras, like the style. But also they said that they had 4 cameras in that email. So look at this, right? And let's go where it's zoomed in again.
the user is required to adjust the date and time via an app which they need to pair their phone.
Okay, right there. So those two cameras, in my opinion, there's a problem because there was 4 total. And I think that the one to the right is the one that you're seeing the loop with, like going around the queen. But this angle right here, I want to know if there's even another one that has that straight down shot down Linda Lane to Taylor, because that angle looks really, really interesting unless you're able to like move the camera in terms of like control it to go. You can move the camera a little bit right, a little bit left, but that angle seems weird for the angle that we see. Anyways, I know this is, I think JLR went over there right away. So
via Bluetooth. Since the clocks went back the previous week, we're wondering if the time was still on the summer daylight savings. Since Molly the DoorDasher dropped off food several times that night to the Queen and King Road homes, could it be that the tan sedan with the male driver having red hair was in fact Officer Testall?
I see a white pickup here. Okay.
now we know why this guy is able to say, I see a white pickup here. He already knows that that's Justin's vehicle because at 1:30, he's having a conversation with the police about Justin. Okay. I was wondering that the whole time when I watched this originally, and I said, how does this guy know that Molly's car, the person that's coming to pick up Molly, is in a white truck? Okay. How would he know that when he's walking out? Oh, I see a white truck here. Really weird, you know?
Is that your ride?
Yeah, we were actually just already going. Okay.
Okay. I've got, I need to print off something for her real quick.
All right. Just already going.
Oh my God. He
Is that your ride?
Yeah, we were actually just already going. Okay.
What's in his hand? Right there.
Is that your ride?
Yeah, we were actually just already going. Okay.
Okay. I've got, I need.
He has, that's what she said Jimmy had. Okay, pay attention.
Is that your ride?
Yeah.
God, it is. It is. Holy shit. That's Jimmy.
We were actually just already going. Okay.
Okay. I've got, I need to print off something for her real quick.
All right.
And take me 2 seconds.
Okay.
So you guys can hang out. I just want to print you off a copy of the warrant, Molly.
Is she allowed to have a cigarette?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, here's a copy of the search warrant. Okay.
You can see it right there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, here's a
Right there.
Molly.
Is she allowed to have a cigarette?
There it is. Holy shit, got it. Boom. Fuck out of here. Oh my God. What the hell? I agree here. And they all really think that we're just so stupid that we're just take their word, not ask a question. They never expected this to go global and the seriously underestimated us. Yeah, something like that. Holy shit. This is undisputed. Absolutely undisputed. So Justin Stringer is Jimmy and one of the JS. I think Justin is Jimmy. No wonder. Yes. Mackey, Jimmy Mackey is Jimmy Mackey. Justin Stringer. I mean, they both have limps. Both of them have something wrong with them. Why does he have a limp at 30? What's wrong with him? What's wrong? What the these people? That's not the person in the video with pain. Maybe it's his dad. They keep it all in the family. Don't even know. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel, Einhorn, Einhorn, Finkel. You like that? No way. They both don't have a limp, man. Everybody's just all fucked up, and they cry wolf, or it's like, yeah, see, I have a leg problem, I have a back problem. This is why I take those pills. Okay. Oh, is this why you sell them though? Oh, you take fentanyl for your pain? Radic. Okay. He was supposed to be on a skateboard with a cane. They are so full of shit, man. Everybody is just so full of shit. And whoever would be like, yeah, let's get in a Facebook group with people that we do not know. Okay. And we talk about what? Scoring dope? Yeah, right. Says no one ever. I guess they do though, huh? So stupid. All right. Well, I think that we got a lot of, we're going to flush out more stuff. And so with the on that note, okay, we're going to leave this here. Use the comment section of the video. Tell me what you guys think. I think this is pretty significant. This is significant, Harris. Really significant. But I want to know what you guys think. Use the comment section of the video. If you find any dates of prior arrests from, I would say 2020, like 2020, like COVID, go COVID. So 2020 to before this. And I'm going to put together another famous Atlanta timeline here. This is crazy. There's some cowbell for you. We're going to go get the rest of these videos. We're going to go get everything to do with Justin Stringer. And always feel free to hit your girl up. The Mind Challenge, if you have at Gmail. There you go. Tip a canoe. And I'll let you know if there's any interest over there from Brian's old attorneys. I don't know if they're still on it, but okay. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day. I'll be talking about some other stuff throughout the day and later on. So hit your notifications. You'll get notified and see if it's your cup of tea. Until next time, be kind.